let's start a real search for opportunity. Albert Einstein said, in the midst of difficulty lies opportunity. What challenges have you faced? What challenge has your neighbor faced next door? What challenge has a person across the street faced? What challenge do you see out in the world today? California, our governor says, by 2035, we're going to sit down and make certain that only electric vehicles or non-polluting vehicles will be sold in California. That's just a few years away. Geez, that sounds like a giant thing. Maybe it's not a very smart idea to do, but that being said, is there money to be made at it and money towards a good cause? Clean air, nobody can argue that's something good. So what opportunities? What about putting electric charging stations out there? What about having a special solar panel thing where you install solar panels to charge cars as you go through? If they already have solar panels, maybe you put additional ones on it. Maybe you wash the solar panels as you go through and charge a fee for that. Maybe you sit down and set up batteries to charge. Maybe you set up, there's a lot of opportunities that pertain to that. So in the middle of difficulty, instead of yapping about, go find a solution over here and make some money. And then you can really talk about something a lot more fun as you go through. Success requires a revolutionary idea. No, it really doesn't. You can sit down and start a lot of different businesses with something that's just one step better than what's already out there. A good idea will guarantee success. No. Good ideas are in here. The good ideas that are done out here actually, and have action behind them, and we'll talk about that later, those are the ones that have guaranteed success. Get rich scheme. If only I had the right idea. You know what? You probably already have an idea if you paid attention to what's going out there. That's why this chapter is called Opportunity. Pay attention to the opportunities that are out there, but you have to get out and look. Let's talk about where to look as you go through. Really, the ability to implement ideas may be as important as the idea itself. Just because you have the idea, if you don't have a way to implement it, you may have a problem. Entrepreneurs are problem solvers. They have a solution that people buy into and that they like. Sometimes the solution may not be the best idea, and they may pivot to change it to make it even better. Solving problems creates success as you go through, and problem solving is a skill you can develop. You can just sit down and say, okay, if I did that, get out the opportunity canvas as you go through. Get the business model canvas sheet out too. Write the things down where you think you can sit down there and make a change as something better as you go through. Here's the old economy mindset as you go through. Repetition and efficiency. We need to follow the rules and regulations, and we discourage any kind of creativity. This is what happens in an employment situation as you go through, because a lot of times people want to control, they want to have high structure, and they don't want to have the creativity run amok in the organization. You need to ask permission first or follow a particular thought process. That's how we always operate. But I've got to tell you, the truth of the matter is sometimes the simple solution's the best one as you go through. Limited resources, huge success. Try out at our IBC Pitch Fest. Now, by the way, we have a Pitch Fest coming up shortly. If you're interested, contact me. We have one every single year where people come through with their idea and they pitch them. There's no charge to do it. And we have people in the audience, a couple of angel investors interested in new ideas, as well as we have one or two typical venture capitalists that monitor us as we go through. We've had multiple people go to state to pitch their ideas at the state level. We've also had people try out at the IBC Pitch Fest over at the Pasadena Angels to pitch their idea. They're looking for people in Pasadena that have an awful lot of money interested in putting it into something they view as valuable as you go through. Look for opportunities. The entrepreneurial mind is problem solving, divergent thinking. They tend to be spontaneous. Somebody accused us of having ADHD, and you have an article to deal with later on to talk about that. A lot of ideas are generated. Sometimes they're unorganized because they're growing all over the place as you go through, and they make strange connections that most people don't even think about. You can't solve our problems with the same thinking that we use to create them, is what Albert Einstein says as you go through. So go shopping for ideas. I mean, literally go shopping. If you have an opportunity, go to a local high-end shopping center and walk around, sit down there and pay attention. Sometimes go through and park yourself on a bench and watch people and see how frustrated they are because they didn't find the thing they're looking for, and take notes as you go through. Pay attention, look for the opportunity. Put yourself in a position this next week where you're saturated with a free market. Go to multiple different locations if you're stuck for an idea, and pay attention to what people want. Go online. Pay attention to what people are talking about. See if there's an opportunity for a business idea that comes off of there. Look for that one-off thing. Go to the Spectrum, go to Passion Island, go check out the internet, search for the opportunity, and start writing ideas down. Not all of them will fit you, but some of them might, and one of them could be that one hot button that you fall in love with and you want to pursue with every bit of your being to sit down and become the entrepreneur in that area. Search for the opportunity. Take care.